it's Miss Perdue. Welcome back, and we are working on the All-County 7th grade flute-specific music this time. Of course, when getting any new piece, you're going to look at the key and the time signature. We have no flats, no sharps, which means we are in the key of C, and we have a C written in front of our, or after our clef, which means we are in common time. Common time means 4/4. 4 beats per measure, quarter note gets the beat. Now, whereas with the last piece, we talked a lot with dotted rhythms, they have now shown up again in our music. Like I said before, anytime I have a dotted rhythm, I always make sure that I subdivide it out first when learning my piece. So if you look at the pickup measure, you will see that there is a dotted eighth followed by a 16th. So on that E natural, I'm going to play E, 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 F, G, and then we're at measure 1. I'll show you. Then when you feel like you are holding that note out for its proper amount of time, you can take those subdivisions out. I absolutely recommend that you do this with friends. Subdivide for your friend, have them subdivide for you. Both of you guys take it out and you've learned the piece together. So here's with the subdivision. Now take the subdivision out, but keep 2E and O1 or 4E and O1 rolling through your head the whole time. Make sense? Now, if we look ahead to measure 3, you're going to see a pattern of tongue, slur, tongue, 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 slur, tongue, 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 slur, tongue. These need to be very dramatic and very different. I want to hear the smoothness of the slur line and then the short bounciness of the staccato notes. Check out measure 3. So make sure that you are definitely contrasting your articulation so that it's more appeasing and interesting for the listener or the judge who's going to hear this a lot. So make yours stand out by doing great articulations and good style. Awesome. Now we're going to go ahead and look ahead to measure 5. That's the first measure on the second line. You'll see that you have an eighth note followed by 2 16th notes. Can you subdivide this eighth note out by pulsing it? Absolutely. G, G, A, G, F, E, E, D. And then when you feel pretty good about that, take those subdivisions out and hold it for 2 16th notes or an eighth note. This is another area where those staccato notes and your slurs definitely need to be contrasted so that the listener can hear that you are making the difference there. Go ahead and scroll down to the last line of the piece. For a lot of people, this looks scary because of the grace notes and the weird octave jumps and things like that. Number 1, this is a 4-bar crescendo. So make sure that you write a little P at the beginning of measure 15 so that you are crescendoing as big as you can. Now, before you start adding in the grace notes, play the music without them. They should not be added in there until you feel pretty darn confident in everything else that you've got going on. So I'm going to play the last line of the piece, no grace notes, just written, and just to make sure that I've got my rhythm and my notes down. Okay, once you feel pretty comfortable with that, you can add those grace notes in. Now, grace notes should not take away any time from the note before it. These need to happen before the beat, okay? And whenever you play this, please make sure that you are changing your air direction. If you don't, that note may not come out when you're going from low D to high D. If you don't change your air direction, there's a good chance that it might crack or it'll hit a middle note. That's not your written D above the staff. Couple ways you can do this is by elongating your lips and making them like a tunnel and then shooting that tunnel up so that you're hitting the back plate of your flute. I'll play this last line for you now with the grace notes. Now, the ending is very mysterious, and what's going to add to that mysteriousness is if you do that tiny 2-beat decrescendo. Make sure your F sharp is significantly softer than your G to give it that sense of, number 1, resolution, and 2, mysteriousness. Okay? A couple other things that we need to look at during this piece. If you look at your dynamics, there's not a lot written in, but the ones that are written in are pretty darn soft until you get to the third line about halfway through. Mezzo forte. This should absolutely be probably the strongest part of your piece, except for your crescendo at the end. So make sure everything before that is so soft. I'll play this through for you guys now. Awesome. Good luck to you guys on your all-county audition. I hope it goes great. Please reach out to me if you need any help with this music, and I would be glad to help you. Good luck.